The Morning Show with Mr. G and Paul Stone. The talk of the Treasure Coast. 1590 WPSL.
Here's what everyone is talking about. Of course, it is still the election, and I saw that Hillary Clinton actually went to her granddaughter's second birthday party instead of preparing for the first debate against Trump. Yeah. I guess she figured being around a bunch of screaming toddlers might help her even more. That's right, Hillary went to her granddaughter's second birthday party. Apparently, she played her favorite party games, Duck, Duck, Question, and pinned the blame on the IT guy. And that's, I've never heard those. And while speaking to students at the University of New Hampshire yesterday, Hillary Clinton said, quote, "Isn't this one of the strangest elections you've ever seen?" And then college kids were like, we're 18. It's the only election we've ever seen. I haven't seen that many. And get this, Hillary said that when she was a young woman going to law school, she had to take out loans because her dad couldn't help her pay for it. You know, because he'd already gone broke donating to her future presidential campaign. He's like, another fundraising letter? All right. Actually, Michelle Obama is campaigning quite a bit for Hillary Clinton, and yesterday she said Hillary is the only person in this race who has any idea what being president is like. Then Trump said, "I heard that on Thanksgiving you get to fire a turkey." That's what I'm hearing. And get this, Donald Trump is reportedly angry that his advisors are saying that he struggled during the first debate. Then his advisors were like, "Oh, so you can hear us." It's as if there were a wall between us.
Do you know who Gary Johnson is?
No.
Do you know who Gary Johnson is?
No idea.
No, I do not.
Do you know who Gary Johnson is?
Sorry, I can't speak English. Sorry.
But you just did. Do you know who Gary Johnson is?
Do I know who Gary Johnson is? I know several Gary Johnsons, but probably not the one you want.
Do you know who Gary Johnson is?
It's like a mix between Gary Coleman and Magic Johnson.
There you go.
Do you guys know who Gary Johnson is?
I don't.
Do you?
He's the libertarian candidate for president.
Congratulations.
Christmas is still, what, 3 months away? Someone did a survey, learned that 1 million Americans have already done all their Christmas shopping. They're finished. Or they're Jewish. I don't know which one. They have no more shopping left to do. Either way, it's insane. If you finish your Christmas shopping before the end of September, you're not organized. You're a lunatic. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has a new scandal to deal with today. According to Newsweek, in 1998, Trump spent $68,000 on a business venture in Cuba, which was illegal because of our embargo with Cuba. Now, Trump, of course, denied the allegations. He said there's no such place as Cuba, but his campaign manager this morning, his own campaign manager, clarified. He said she said Trump did not invest money in Cuba. He just spent money to investigate whether to invest, which turns out is also illegal. You can't do that either, but thanks for clearing that up. Good thing she's not his lawyer. Your Honor, my client didn't break into the victim's house to rob it. He broke in to see if he wanted to rob it.
88 albums have sold at least 10 million copies, which qualifies them to be certified diamond.
Diamond.
That's something new, because we didn't have that in our day. Diamond by the Recording Industry Association of America, because you have the gold records and you have the platinum records. Now they got diamond.
Do you have any diamonds on your wall?
They didn't have them in those days. No, this is something new. They just start doing this. In an exclusive club, over the past decade, only 2 albums have joined. They're both Adele 21 and 25, both of her albums. Now, Billboard went through the list and ranked all 88 from best to worst. And for the record, they didn't include compilations like live albums and the greatest hits and some soundtracks, unless most of the set featured contemporary material. But these are the 10 best albums that have sold 10 million copies. And number 10, Eminem's The Marshall Mathers LP. I remember that one. That one sold big. Like a Virgin, Madonna. The Beatles in this list. The Beatles, the White Album.
Sure.
Do you have that in your collection?
I do.
I don't have the White Album. What are some of the hits on that? Is that like not the Michelle, My Bell, and all that kind of stuff? Is that before the White Album?
I haven't played it for so long, Gee, I have no idea.
1968.
Okay.
19 times platinum.
Wow. So does
That's
that qualify?
a lot.
Is that what qualifies for a diamond? Then?
Yeah, sold 10 million copies.
Well.
TLC's Crazy, Sexy, Cool. I think that's the one with the Scrubs on it. That song Scrubs, that was good. The Saturday Night Fever soundtrack.
Oh yeah, John Travolta.
1977, the year on that one.
How about the Eagles? Are they on there?
I don't see the Eagles on the top 10. No. Nirvana made it, though. Never mind. Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Sure.
Number 4. We've got Led Zeppelin 4 from 1971. The Beatles again, Abbey Road.
Oh.
Guess what the number 1 is? From your neck of the woods.
It could be Prince.
Purple Rain.
I'll be darned. Really?
1984, 13 times platinum. That album is gone.
I bet just recently, too, I'm guessing.
Well, that helped, and that movie helped a lot, too. I mean, the whole Purple Rain movie, man, that was awesome stuff there. Some random facts for your Friday. Amazon was almost called Relentless. And Relentless.com still redirects to Amazon.com. So if you go to Relentless.com, it'll take you to Amazon. That's cool.
I'll try that.
I guess 33% of the chocolate in the world comes from cocoa beans from the Ivory Coast of Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Did you realize there were approximately 34% of the roads in the United States unpaved? 34% of the roads are unpaved.
Well, a lot of South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Colorado, probably places like that.
Lyndon Johnson, the only president that's ever visited America Samoa.
Huh.
He went there in 1966. And Wall Street, the only movie. Did you see Wall Street?
I did.
The only movie that has ever won an Oscar and a Razzie. Michael Douglas won the Oscar for Best Actor, and Daryl Hannah won the Razzie for Worst Supporting Actress. There you go.
So you can be the best and the worst in one movie.
You better believe you can.
Well, good morning, folks. It's 8:18, 71 degrees now. The temperature's dropped 2 degrees in the last hour. Gee, that must mean fall is on the way, perhaps.
Love it.
Yeah, we do. It's time for news from 1590 WPSL, the talk of the Treasure Coast, along with our news partners at CBS News Channel 12 and the Florida News Network. Well, the trouble in the tropics, Hurricane Matthew is now working towards 100-mile-an-hour winds, and forecasters fear it isn't done strengthening as it swirls to the west 14 miles an hour. It's expected to be curving to the north later this weekend, and Jamaica may be under a hurricane watch later today. It's still too early to say whether computer models predicting it'll stay east of Florida next week are correct. We should know in the next day or two. Continue checking the status of the storm throughout the weekend, and now might be a good time to double-check your hurricane supplies. Well, new footage shows the Pulse nightclub killer praying in a Central Florida mosque just days before the deadly attack. Omar Mateen walked into the mosque around 10:30 in the evening on June 8th and prayed for about 10 minutes before leaving. He didn't speak with anyone while he was there. The imam of the mosque was visibly frustrated when he spoke with the press this week about the actions of radical Islamic terrorists.
You know, they try to tell our youth that this is not their country. We tell them, no, this is your country. You're as American as everybody else, and everybody loves you as an American, and your neighbors love you, and everybody cares much about you. And they tell them you need to leave that country because it's not yours. We tell them America is your country. This is where your home is. There's no such thing as back home. America is your home. This is where you belong. This is where you're going to stay. This is where you're going to raise your kids, and this is where you're going to raise your grandkids. And we're here to stay. They tell them you need to get the hell out of there because we're going to do something. You tell them I'll be the first person to stand against you when you try to hurt anybody in this country, whether they're Muslim or they're not Muslim. Because this is what a Muslim's supposed to do. They're supposed to stand up for what's right and forbid what's wrong. That's the message I have for them.
And Hillary Clinton will be in St. Lucie County on Friday at the Sunrise Theater in Fort Pierce, where she will discuss her visions for an American that is stronger together, an economy that works for everyone. She is scheduled to speak today beginning at 11:30. If you'd like to attend, you'll need to hurry. You'll need to pre-register before getting a ticket, and the security at the entrance of the theater will be like entering an airport. For more details, contact the Sunrise Theater. And our fearless leader, Greg White, is on the scene covering this event for WPSL and WSTU. Stay tuned for more on this station. It's fun to live in Florida. According to a new survey by WalletHub.com, it ranked the 2016 most fun cities in America. And while Las Vegas was number 1, Orlando, Miami was ranked 2nd and 3rd, and Fort Lauderdale came in 7th. So we're in a fun state here, G. And child care costs now rival what it costs to pay for college. CBS News correspondent Mike Sugarman reports.
Parents, forget about saving up for college. Save up for child care costs even before you have kids. They could be the same amount. A Washington think tank finds what many moms and dads already know. The average cost of having someone watch the kids is the same as putting them in an in-state 4-year school. It amounts to almost $10,000 a year, and that is about 1/5 of the annual median household income. Despite that, child care workers are paid poverty wages, and turnover is high. Mike Sugarman, CBS News.
Space Florida has launched a new marketing campaign to bring people to Florida to experience a new kind of tourism. It's called space tourism.
When will your countdown begin? When will you utter
campaign called We Are Go encourages visitors to come for the sun but stay for the space. The goal is to lay the foundation for actual space travel, which officially say is just a few years away. And according to a new Harris survey, commissioned by CareerBuilders.com, 29% of American workers have a side job to earn a little extra money. That's especially true among members of the millennial generation. Some of the side gigs named in the study are freelance writer, house sitter, blogger, bartender, website designer, and photographer.
If you've got a side job, you're part of a growing trend. I'm Peter King.
29% of full-time workers have a side job.
But Career Builders' Jennifer Grass says it's not always about the money. For some, it's about breaking up the day-to-day routine of the real job.
People are looking at opportunities where they can build up skill sets or pursue areas that they were always interested in.
Grass says about 1 in 5 already make more than $75,000 a year, more than 1 in 10, $100,000. That said,
this trend is particularly strong amongst millennials. 44% of workers ages 25 to 34 and 39% of those ages 18 to 24 have a side gig.
For many, Grass says it's about the money. For others, it's about doing something interesting or different, from survey taking to bartending. Grass says the most unusual side jobs mentioned in their survey include barbecue contest official, tattoo apprentice, and trailer checker. Peter King, CBS News.
And finally, Senator Marco Rubio has sent a letter to the Coast Guard and the Army Civil Works Division asking for an investigation into the rocky jetty involved in a fatal crash. Rubio says the jetty has been described by many as difficult to see at night, especially during high tides. And in Tampa, officials at the high school attended by Fernandez, well, they want his jersey back. It disappeared last night during a candlelight vigil. And those are the stories making news this hour. Your traffic is coming right up. And those are the national stories making news this hour. Let's have a look now at the precious metals market. Gold is at $1324.50. That's up 0.17%. Silver up 0.94%, almost a full point, at $19.42. The precious metals market has been brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins, trading in gold and silver bullion and all U.S. coins since 1994.
You're hearing the morning show.
That's right.
Talk of the Treasure Coast, 1590 WPSL. Going to have the time of your life.
Promise you. 8:38 now. Fridays mean Treasure Coast auction time, and talking with us about that is Hawk Levy. Hawk, good morning.
Hey, good morning. It's auction day.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, it's auction day. If you've never been to an auction, everybody out there in radio land, you're going to have a great time. We've got a fantastic auction plan. I want to tell everybody right in the beginning here, go look at, you can look at our Facebook page. I think everybody's on Facebook. And it's Treasure Coast Auction Gallery. You'll see a nice video, and you'll see pictures of everything. We've got an estate from St. Lucie West, but it's an incredible estate of dark rattan and wicker furniture, really high-end, a whole house full. If you're looking for furniture, don't buy furniture till you come to our auction tonight. I got to tell you, really fabulous stuff. And you know what else she had there, Mr. G?
Mm-hmm.
She had a whole case of really kind of unusual, this pumpkin spice Charmin.
Oh, stop it. You stop that, Hawk. Boy, I tell you. Yeah, you'll get a good price for that, I'll tell you.
Hey, you going to play that again when I hang up?
Yeah, might as well. Heck yeah, you got it, baby.
That was hysterical. Folks, if you don't listen to the show yesterday, you're going to laugh your you know what.
Oh, boy.
I'll tell you, it was one of the funniest things I've heard. But we have a whole house. We have other items as well. I think we've got a kind of cool fish pond. If you want to build a fish pond, it's a whole liner for a fish pond. There's all kinds of great stuff. So come out, to the auction gallery, preview it on. You can go to tcauctiongallery.com, or you can go to Facebook. tcauctiongallery.com has a picture of every item that's lotted, and usually for every auction. Now I'm going to be announcing we're actually going to be adding a second day. We're going to give it a shot in next month in October. on October 25th, on a Tuesday night. We're going to be once a month for right now, maybe go to twice a month. We're going to have, when we buy entire estates, every single week we go out and see probably 10 houses. We don't get all of them, but sometimes we've got to get a lot of little knickknacks and all kinds of stuff. So we've got hundreds of items like that that's been left over, passed at other auctions. So October 25th, we're going to have a Tuesday night auction, and it's going to be for probably run about 2.5 hours. Completely no reserve auction. We're going to sell fast, hundreds of items. So if you're looking for, little knickknacks, things like that, or if you have a resale shop, we have a lot of deals come out, guys. It's really a lot of fun. So if you want to buy something like furniture or things for the house or washer, dryer, refrigerators, things like that, you can. And you'll be sitting right next to dealers that are buying to resell in their stores. So really bargain prices. And I got to tell you, though, we do go fast. We're not like crazy fast like we've seen on TV, these car dealer, these car auctions. But we go rather quickly. And what's great about an auction, G, is that you set the price. If you want to buy something, you don't, we're not making you an offer and say this is what you got to pay. We start out low and then get higher and higher, but it goes higher and higher when people bid on it and bring the price up. Mm-hmm. So you set the price on what you want to pay for something, which is really, some say it's one of the oldest forms of buying in the world. I mean, there's always auctions for hundreds of, probably thousands of years. And come out, if you've been thinking of going, this is the week to go. I got to tell you, really gorgeous stuff this week. Paintings, artwork, furniture. You got to come and take a look.
We're almost out of time, Hawk, so give us the address.
Okay.
Here. I know you're near the Village Green Drive and US 1 area.
We're right on the corner of Village Green and Drive and US 1. It's 8930 South US Highway 1. The contact phone number, we open about 9 the girls will be there about 9:30, 10 o'clock today. It's 359-1400. You can go to the gallery and preview the items as well. Mm-hmm. So if you want to take a look, you can go there at 1 o'clock today.
Very good. Hawk Levy running the Treasure Coast Auction Gallery Friday nights, and we talk with Hawk every Friday about what's going on that night of. So as he mentioned, you can go to the website and take a look, man. It's tcauctiongallery.com. Give them a call at 772-359-1400. And again, they're at 8930 South US Highway 1 in Port St. Lucie, right on the corner of Village Green Drive and US 1. Go on by tonight and you'll find yourself some great deals. It's 8:43. Thank Hawk, man. We talk to him next Friday about this. He mentioned our original comedy pumpkin spice Charmin.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I can't. I've got to follow it up with it. And if you haven't heard it, folks, here we go.
Welcome to fall and the time for everyone's favorite everything, pumpkin spice. Chances are there's something pumpkin spice in every room of your home, except the bathroom, until now. Introducing new Pumpkin Spice Charmin, turning your throne time into a cozy fall afternoon. New Pumpkin Spice Charmin smells so good, you'll find yourself wishing you had to obliterate the downstairs powder room more often. Filled with the smell of crisp cinnamon, warm toasty pumpkin, a fragrance that says, who needs a courtesy flush? It's just one of 3 new fall scents. Be looking for warm apple and bayberry cinnamon. So this autumn, just go ahead and peel the wallpaper off from the folks at Charmin, who remind you that there are dozens of brands of bath tissue on the market, but on the whole, they're all the same.
And now from Studio 3BA, let's talk sports with Paul Stone.
You got it, G.
Tannehill pumps, pulls it back, fires deep downfield, wide open. He's got a receiver, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Miami Dolphins. Oh, my gosh. How about that pass protection?
Thank you for that, Paul. I really appreciate that. I need every positive moment I can get.
I thought that with that first touchdown, I said, "Oh no, my pick was wrong." But of course, they came back to lose, 22-7. They're now 1-3 in the season, with their lone victory coming from Cleveland.
Oh, stop it.
Let's go to the high school sports, G. Week 6 of high school football season's tonight, and already some playoff berths are at stake. Treasure Coast and Fort Pierce Central will meet at Lawnwood Stadium in a big district matchup where the winner will likely make the playoffs. The loser, will have to upset state powerhouse Vero Beach in order to get a chance at making the regional tournament. A similar scenario surrounds Martin Bowl 33, where South Fork and Martin County renew their rivalry. The winner of that game will be in the driver's seat for the playoffs, and while the loser will have to find a way to get past 2015 state runner-up Vieira. The Martin Bowl also features the battle between senior quarterbacks Stone Labanowitz and Austin Kirkendall. Treasure Coast and Central can be heard on WPSL 1590, while Martin Bowl will be on broadcast live with our good boy Mike on WSTU 1450. Other games this weekend include Sebastian River, that is, at Jensen Beach, Port St. Lucie at Suncoast, and Centennial hosting Vero Beach. And in an adjacent announcement, the FHSAA said today that the Florida High School Football State Championship will now take place December the 8th through 13th at Camping World Stadium rather than over the weekends on December 2nd and 3rd. And, G, you now have your sports.
And Greg has just sent us some pictures of downtown, what's going on down there. Some of those trucks and, of course, the Sunrise Theater, getting prepared for today's rally with Hillary Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the staging. And Paul, I'll send you the pictures as well. The staging is really cool. It's almost like they've redone the theater. They added all these risers and everything so the media can put their cameras on and all that good stuff.
We'll have to talk to Ann about that next week.
Check the setup. There's the American flag on stage and
wow.
All that good. Yeah, we will talk with Ann about it next week because I'm sure she was there to see all this happen.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, good. So thanks for those pictures, Greg. And, of course, we'll be talking with Greg later on during the morning. Thank you.
Good morning. It's 8:52, 71 degrees now. It's time for the final newscast of the morning show from 1590 WPSL. Well, there's trouble in the tropics. Hurricane Matthew is now packing 100-mile-an-hour winds, and forecasters fear it isn't done strengthening just yet as it swirls to the west at 14 miles an hour. The expected hurricane expected later today, when it's too early to say whether the computer models predicting it'll stay east of Florida next week are correct. We should know the next day or two. Continue checking the status of the storm through the weekend, and now would be a good time to double-check those hurricane supplies. And beginning on Saturday, gas stations in Florida will have to do a better job protecting their customers from skimmers. Aaron Keller at the Department of Agriculture Affairs says the crooks put them in pumps so they can steal credit cards and debit numbers.
They will break into the pump cabinets and install this technology, and often they won't even have to remove it. They can drive back into the gas station and just download their credit card and financial information. So with these simple security measures, it gives an extra layer of confidence to consumers.
Hillary Clinton will be in St. Lucie County on Friday at Sunrise Theater, where she will discuss her vision for America. She's scheduled to speak today beginning at 11:30. If you would like to attend, you'll need to pre-register soon to get a ticket, and the security at the event will be pretty tight, like going to an airport. For more details, contact the Sunrise Theater. And our fearless leader, Greg White, is in the scene covering this event for WPSL and WSTU. Stay tuned for more later on this station today. It's fun to live in Florida, according to a new survey by WalletHub.com. It ranks the 2016 most fun cities in America, and while Las Vegas was first overall, Orlando and Miami ranked second and third. Fort Lauderdale came in seventh. And that's the news right now. Checking your traffic. Be very careful this morning, folks. I-95 southbound, mile marker 118. There was an accident there earlier. Southbound 91, mile marker 124 in Hobe Sound. Also have a problem. If you see something, give us a call here. Our number is 340-1590.
Before Paul does his back in the day, real quickly, 7 tips to make your bedroom more relaxing.
Okay.
Paint your walls blue, green, or gray. Keep the decorations to a minimum. Hang a mirror on the wall opposite a window. It'll reflect the outdoors and create the illusion of extra space and natural light.
How about the ceiling?
No, they didn't say anything about the ceiling, you freaks. Switch to warm yellow bulbs. Bright or white fluorescent bulbs make it more difficult, or wear some sunglasses. Get a bed with enough room and sleep in natural fiber sheets. Egyptian cotton or bamboo sheets are Bamboo?
Bamboo sheets.
And finally, Paul, set your thermostat for 65 degrees. According to the experts, 60 to 67 degrees is the ideal temperature for sleep.
I'd have to wear
You got to be kidding me.
I'd have to wear my tassel cap to bed.
I'd have to put on my long drawers. Back in the day.
You got it, G. Well, 386 years ago, way back in 1630, John Billington became the first American criminal executed. Yeah, he was hanged in Plymouth, Massachusetts. That's where Cliff is from, you know, for fatally shooting another man. 61 years ago, that far ago, G, James Dean was killed in a two-car collision in California 61 years ago. And even more incredible, 56 years ago, the Flintstones began in 1960 on ABC.
Wilma!
54 years ago, in 1962, James Meredith became the first African-American student to enroll at the University of Mississippi. And 53 years ago in Houston rookie John Pasoric hit 3 singles in his first major league game. He injured his back and never played again, becoming the first player to end his career batting 1,000.
Let me ask you, Paul, who was hotter, Wilma or Betty?
Oh, I think Betty.
I like Betty, too.
Yeah.
Okay, just saying.
Okay. And finally, G, 44 years ago, 1972, Roberto Clemente got his 3,000th hit for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He was killed in a plane crash 3 months later on New Year's Eve.
One more, Paul.
Okay.
Who was hotter, I Dream of Jeannie or Bewitched?
I kind of like Jeannie. Yeah, she had that look.
Samantha was kind of sexy, though.
She was, and plus she was magical.
Well, yeah, I like that, too.
A&G, back in 1991, the Metallica single everyone can agree on, Enter Sandman, well, they went gold.
And you had to remind me of this song because I had forgotten about it. Donna Reed or Mary Tyler Moore?
Mary Tyler Moore, Minneapolis girl.
Oh, wow, Paul, look what you got us going out with today, man. Check this out.
The weekend song, man, the weekend song.
There ain't no cussing in this, is it?
I don't think so.
For the Ozzy Osbourne. Crazy Train. I. That's going to do it for us, man.
Hey, G, have a wonderful weekend, man. You too, Cliff.
We're WPSL Port St. Lucie. CBS News is next, followed by Cliff and Swap Shop. Talk to you on Monday.